have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
We're recording. Well, it's not really a question for you. It's more of a question for actually our viewers.
Wait, we need to do a clap slate.
1, 2, 3. So I have a question to the viewers. So I wear these glasses because I feel like my face doesn't have a lot of dimensions because I'm bald and I have no hair on my face. So I'm kind of giving egg. So I wear these glasses because I think it kind of gives my face a thing. But I wear glasses without lenses because I'm sitting in front of two big lights and you see these lights on my lenses and it's kind of distracting. So when you all watch at home, do you all be like, Bob ain't got no lenses in them glasses? I want to know, are y'all like this bitch do not have, or have y'all never thought about it? Anyway, comment below. What are you doing?
Well, I watch you, and it doesn't look like that to me. It looks like you just have glasses that are really dope, and you can't, and they're just well done.
Well, do you ever take the lens out of your glasses?
I do sometimes, but I also Michelle Visage.
What are you doing?
I'm filling in my brows, bitch. What does it look like I'm doing?
But I've never seen you. You've never done your brows in the middle of the podcast.
Well, well, I didn't know we were recording. Your sound wasn't on, so I didn't know we were like gonna.
I kept saying we're recording. Maybe you didn't hear me say we're recording.
No, your sound was up. You were muted. Jacob unmuted you.
Got it. Are these not working? Oh, they're right by your computer, like right in front of you.
So with me, years ago, Michelle Visage on Drag Race one year, on one of the years, I think it was All Stars 4. I was on there. It was in a break from filming, while the cameras were paused. I was like, Michelle, on the stage. I was like, Michelle. She's like, what, Monet? I was like, how are you able to wear glasses on camera all the time and they don't reflect? She's like, girl, well, you got to go to a glass place and they need to replace your lenses for TV lenses so that you can wear them and you don't get the glare or the reflection. So I did it for a few glasses, but cheap ones that we just get at a place I have never done it for. But I have 2 Gucci pairs of glasses I've done it for.
Gucci glasses.
Gucci. See, that looks so much better. So, in case y'all don't know, I mean, I've said it many times on the podcast. My eyes are microbladed. My eyebrows are microbladed. This half is microbladed, but they kind of fade over time. I got them done in October, so I'm redo for a re-up. So when I'm in between, they're just so faded on the end, so I fill them in on camera, so it doesn't look like I have because these are my real brows, and the fake ones start here, which I covered this up in drag, and I use this for my drag brow. Anyway, hi Bob, how you doing?
I've thought about microblading, but I just don't think that's the life for me. I think I will end up looking crazy with micro because I don't have. First of all, I don't have any part of there's no part of my eyebrow that is real. There's no real part. And when I do grow my eyebrows, you've seen them. They're very sparse. They if you step 4 feet back, you can't even tell that I have eyebrows. You can only tell when you're up in my business.
Jacob, you're not muted, babe.
That I have eyebrows. And this is kind of what I can grow. That's kind of but I've always kind of been really sparse in the eyebrow department,
Yeah. Yeah, you've expressed that to me, and I would hate for you to get it done and you just look back and you're like, oh my God, why'd I do this? I used to shave my eyebrow. Y'all watch season 10, and I think All Stars 4. All Stars 4, my brows were shaved. I used to completely shave my brows off because it just makes getting in drag easier. I am a sweaty fucking queen, and I was so sick and tired of covering my brows, and then I would sweat so much. I didn't use Prozade. I used glue stick. There are 2 methods to glue your eyebrows, and without fail, when I glue my eyebrows,
back when I was in college, we used to use soap.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, in college we used to use soap to cover our eyebrows.
So before Black people had civil rights.
Okay, I wasn't in college that long ago, but also I would say you're right because we are still struggling to get a lot of.
You're about to say, bitch. Yes, last year. So I would by the time Bob can attest to this. By the time the show was done, splotchiana. I have sweated through, melted through my eyebrows. I just shaved them off, and it just made it getting easy. And then after I saw myself on TV twice, looking crazy not crazy, but I look like what is that kid? Not you. What's that kid? That cartoon with the turtle, and he's definitely coated black. You know what I'm talking about?
Vaguely. It's giving PBS. I never watched PBS.
Yeah, I was talking to someone the other day about characters.
Low key, PBS was for nerds. If you were here's my thing. Monet does not agree with this, but this is my thing. If you watch Disney, you were rich. If you watch Nickelodeon, you were edgy. If you watch Cartoon Network, you were mid. And if you watch PBS, you were a straight up can't eat sugar, organic food, nerdy ass kid who's not like in my mind. If you watch PBS, you weren't allowed to watch Nickelodeon because it was too edgy.
No, PBS was for the broke bitches. Like, as a broke bitch, I could tell you, like, cause you say Disney was for cable. I mean, was for rich kids.
Wait, you grew up as a broke bitch?
In St. Lucia, we had.
On one hand, you were telling me you were comfortable, and now you're a broke bitch. I'm lost. I'm lost as to where you and your family lie. Because on the one hand, you swear y'all were comfortable, and now you were a broke bitch. So I'm really kind of figuring out where Kevin lives.
PBS was public broadcasting. It was free, so that was for the because I
didn't say you were rich if you watched PBS. I said you were nerdy because some of us, like for example, when I was in middle school, my mom stopped paying for cable. But I still did watch like cartoons and stuff, but we just watched Saturday morning cartoons, which were still free. So that was
on ABC.
That was when Disney put stuff on their channel for broke people. So you'd watch the Disney cartoons, but on Saturday mornings.
And I reject this notion about Cartoon Network. Cartoon Network was for the rowdy bitches because Cartoon Network has always been salacious, has always been like first of all, Nickelodeon kids, y'all them freak niggas, okay? Because Nickelodeon had things like Rocko's Modern Life, where he worked at the choking chicken factory. He was literally a phone sex operator.
That's why I said Nickelodeon was for like people who were like edgy. Nickelodeon was edgy, and Cartoon Network you were mid. If you liked Cartoon Network, you wanted to be a bad kid so bad. You wanted to be hip so bad, but you weren't allowed to. So your version of getting wild was like watching Powerpuff Girls. Ooh, him, so edgy. No, bitch, Rocko's Modern Life.
Edgy.
Ren and Stimpy was straight up wild. Like if you think Powerpuff Girls was edgy, Ren and Stimpy was just straight up. Ren and Stimpy would be on Adult Swim today.
Let me tell you something. Cartoon Network was for the people who are ahead of their time. Bitch, he was the only, like, he was one of our first queer icons. He was one that taught all these other motherfucking little
drag Bugs Bunny. Bugs Bunny.
For sure. Bugs Bunny is one of these.
The cat.
Bugs Bunny is one of them. Bugs Bunny was one of them shady ass cartoons that back then he was getting drag, but now he like, oh yeah, drag ban. But Bugs Bunny probably want to ban all the drag now. But back then he was all in his little dresses and stuff, making money off of us. That's the real thing.
Not he's a senator for Toonsville, the mayor of Toonsville.
Did you watch the Animaniacs as a kid?
I did. Yeah, very much so.
That was Warner Brothers. What was Warner Brothers?
Warner Brothers I think it was his own channel. Yeah, the WB.
The WB, yeah. Oh my God, remember the frog on Warner Brothers?
Yeah, his name was he was low key racist. He was very talk about black coded. His name was the frog had a name. His name was
Franklin was the turtle. Franklin.
No, the frog. Okay, I'm gonna Google the frog name, but I want to know it before I.
We definitely talked about this before. They're gonna be like, Bahama Monet can't. We talked about that before. Yeah, I can't remember. We
His
definitely
name was Michigan J Frog.
Michigan J Frog.
Yeah, Michigan J Frog was definite. That character was, even as a kid, I was like, this is racist. This is Ray. First name, his name should be first name Ray, last name Sis, because this shit is racist.
What are some other black coded characters? Like Franklin, Arthur was definitely black.
Skeeter.
We talk about this all the time. We don't agree on this.
Skeeter's black. What is he then?
No. We were talking about, like, yes, we are both agreeing. Skeeter. I'm talking about all of them. Like, because I think Patty Mayonnaise, I do not think she was black. You think she's black, right?
She's black. Patty Mayonnaise is it's like canonically, she's canonically black. So this is not. It's not a matter of opinion. Patty Mayonnaise is is Patty Mayonnaise black? It already pops up. And to answer the question, I
mean, let me do my own research too, y'all, because y'all know. Look. That's how you know. That's how you know Bobby McFadden. He's like,
no. There's multiple. That's first of all, Monet, you know, I would not lie. There's just weird sentiment on the podcast, which I want to reject. that I always say when I'm wrong. There are so many clips of me saying when you're right, you're right. I always say when I'm wrong. I do not. Everyone lies a little bit, but I do not lie. Anyway, in the original Nickelodeon series, Patty has dark skin and wavy blonde hair. In the Disney version, Patty looks the same. However, she has slightly lighter skin, and her previous wavy blonde hair is now straight and styled to the pixie cut. She's known for wearing blue hoops. So they don't. I feel like there was
she was tan. They said, look, my education with this character caught some of my peers by surprise, especially since, from her vantage point, Patty Mayonnaise was a tan white girl.
Wait,
I don't think she's black.
It sounds like you just changed the.
I just read it as I said.
You said Patty was a tan white girl.
Patty Mayonnaise was a tan white girl.
Shady. I feel like Patty Mayonnaise was black and has a black mom and a white dad or some shit like this.
No, I think Patty Mayonnaise was one of these white girls that live in Malibu. She goes surfing every weekend with her family. She is tan down with her blonde hair, but she's white. That's what I thought got Patty Mayonnaise as.
Patty is y'all comment below. Is Patty Mayonnaise black or is she white? Patty Mayonnaise is just. Okay, on Reddit. Okay, this is Reddit, so we can't use this as a actual point of reference because it's Reddit. Oh, and also it has like 9 comments. So,
yeah.
Here's an interesting take. It says, honestly, I don't think race exists on the show. It is never mentioned, and no amount of searching will reveal anything about anyone's ethnicity. That is a pretty valid.
But we can agree that Skeeter is black.
Skeeter's black coded,
right? That's it. Be black coded.
And I think Patty Mayonnaise is literally the color of black people.
I think that Patty Mayonnaise is a tan white girl who lives at the beach. She's like, have you ever seen those, like, not like tan mom aggressive, but have you ever watched when you see like a white person really tan and you're like, this feels bad to watch you this tan.
Well,
you ever feel like that?
Well, there's a lot more of it in New York and than there ever was in Georgia. Tanning, I think, is much more of a thing in like with the Long Island girlies than it is with the Southern girlies. In my experience, from living between the two.
Yeah, Southern people. Yeah, I guess I'm trying to think. Like, if
Southern people do tan, but like that whole Jersey Shore, like laundry.
GTL.
What is it?
GTL,
Gym tan laundry.
Yeah.
Is like that's not really part of the. From what I mean, I'm not white from the South, but from the white people that I knew growing up, that wasn't really part of their experience. And I didn't really start meeting white people until I was like in like college, really. But that wasn't part of it. But I was also with theater kids who weren't like GTL, you know?
And it's also the part of that when they're like, I get really dark. It's just they're like, it is this really fierce virtue for them. Like, oh yeah, bitch, oh, this is nothing. I get darker. Oh, I love when I get so dark. And I know there's nothing wrong with that. People can tan and do what they want. I'm talking about my experience hearing someone white say this to me. It feels bad. I'm always looking like eye rolling.
I think what it is for white people, being pale is not a point of pride. I think for white people, being pale is actually a point of like, it's not aesthetically pleasing to be pale.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think the more tan they can get, the more proud they are of their ability to be tan.
And then they always sort of let you know, like, oh yeah, well, because and like the reason why I can get this dark is like my grandmother's father's sister, she's half Portuguese, so like my uncle's dad's cousin, we're like Southeast Asian, so we get really dark. I'm like, work, good for you.
I guess I just didn't grow up with a lot of white people who were like really going on about their tans. I did grow up with a few white people who would say, in the summer I get as dark as you, which I'm like, that's more than likely not true. More than likely, that's probably false. I'm not. I don't know for sure.
Imagine Kennedy came one summer and she is almost as dark as you from tanning.
It would be alarming because I'm dark for a black person. I'm dark. Like even black people who get darker in the summer don't get as dark as me. So I would be incredibly shocked if a white person was able to achieve this level of melanin. That would be very, very shocking.
Bob, I'm serving with these brows, aren't I? They look good.
I feel like this is how the short answer is yes, but I feel like this is how your eyebrows always look. I don't know that.
Nigga, I don't want the short and long. I don't want the. I just want the short. I don't want the long.
Well, it's about what I want to give, not what you want to get. You know what I mean? You can request all day long. But okay, after this break, I want to talk to you about something that I've been having.
I talked about something too. I talked about something too.
Okay, we're back. You go first.
I'm very stressed out today. Well, not just today. Like this whole week, I'm stressed out, and it's just like a bunch of stuff. I don't want to say it online. Well, I'll tell you afterwards. Just like a bunch of stuff I'm like really stressed out about.
None of it you can say online. Not even one of the things.
Just like a lot of work I have to do for like different projects coming about, and it's just really stressful.
I feel like we can say that we've been really working. We've been really doubling down on BOMO, working really hard.
Yeah. But that's like a layer of it, but like like private projects about some other stuff this summer and like in the fall. It's just really stressful.
Super secret project. So what did you want to talk about? You said I want to tell you something. I want to talk about something too. You just want to say you're stressed out?
Yeah, that's what I want to say to you.
Oh,
if I seem a little like I'm like my brain is like thinking about all these things. And you know, it was one of those like for the past week. If another different person calls me about another thing of a thing that has sent a thing and sent a thing, I'm gonna fucking throw my phone into the river. Anyway,
there's no rivers.
Hi.
Are there rivers in LA?
There is bitch. There's the LA River. Wow. Are you? Also,
is it really a river though? Because you know the East River. You know the East River isn't really a river. Isn't that wild?
It's not.
It's an estuary.
Yeah, Selena was gonna, her first name, she was gonna do Selena Estuaries, and they're like, girl,
are you being serious?
Dead serious. Her name was gonna be Selena Estuaries.
No. The East River is not a river; it is an estuary, and I found that out. Or is it the West? Or is it the Hudson? Wait, which one is between Queens and Manhattan?
That's the East River.
East River, yeah, because that's the East. Yes,
because rivers go to lakes or something like that.
No, because rivers only flow in one direction. And I used to walk over the East River every day. And then I would realize that when I was going home, the East River is flowing it has literally changed directions. And I would look down and be like, this river was flowing that way when I went to work. And now coming from work, it's flowing that way. So I Googled, I was like, can rivers flow in two directions? This is like, am I losing my mind? It's an estuary. It's not a river.
I think because when you went, you were walking this way, so it's going down this way.
No,
and when you came back this way.
No, the East River goes with the East River goes with the tide. So the tide comes in and out through the East River. So the water goes one way and then it literally goes the other way. It wasn't my perspective. I don't think. I mean, I was also very young. I'm pretty sure. Does the East River flow both ways? It pops up. It does. Yeah, it does. Because yes, I Googled this a long time ago. Thank you. I was like, I know I'm not crazy. The East River is an estuary. It's not a river, and it flows in both directions. And I remember thinking to myself, there's no way this river is flowing both ways. This is not possible because rivers only flow in one direction. So my question is,
you're obsessed with Harry Styles. You're obsessed.
What? Both one? Oh, is he from One Direction? Got it. So my question is the LA River really a river?
I don't know.
Because we be in these streets calling stuff rivers, just saying river, but it's not even a river.
If it wants to identify as a river, then let it be. What is it bothering you?
The East River doesn't want to identify as anything. People are putting this on the East River. That East River has no feelings. It does not want to identify as anything.
Well, do you believe that plants? I mean, I know they are living organisms, but do you? And there are like some people, like there are studies that say that plants like feel things. So do you? I mean, I guess if a study says it is, and that's what it is, it's not for us to decide whether we think it's true or not. But I'm like, when when someone like cuts down a tree or does something crazy to a tree, like they've done studies like the tree is like ow, not ow, but it feels that.
Bitch, are you high?
What?
Are you high? Is my question. What the fuck are you talking about? Did you have an edible one of your edibles right before this? This is crazy.
Bob, that is a real study. I got into a whole little deep dive about it. Like there are studies that trees feel pain.
I think that trees I don't think trees have nerve endings. I think what can happen though is trees, when you pull at them or cut them, their flow is disrupted. But I don't think that the trees don't have a nervous system, so they can't actually feel any pain.
They don't have
for example, like carnivorous plants, they don't actually feel hungry. And trees don't actually feel thirsty, but they need water, because I think you need nerve endings to feel hunger and pain. And the roots are not a nervous system. The roots of a tree are it helps it grow. I would say it's probably more likely akin to not pituitary. Is it pituitary? What makes your nails? What system makes your nails grow?
I don't know.
Hold on. Body system that makes your nails grow is integumentary system. It's probably more akin to that than it would be akin to a nervous system.
So I'm going to say this article. Yes, plants, they don't have nerve endings or pain receptors, but they have these things in their cells called something that kind of act as
something. Okay, go ahead, continue.
Wait, I'm going to find the name for it.
I don't know. Something. Now, you better you shut me up with that one.
It's this thing that plants and cells are capable of generating. Yes, they have these electrical impulses that kind of act as pain receptors when they are injured or like they're hurt. But like you're right, they don't feel pain. Like you cut my arm, I'm like, ow, that hurts. But it does create an electrical impulse in their being that kind of acts as pain, but not the way we feel pain, which is.
So are you trying to is this study like trying to get people to feel bad about eating plants? Because I also don't whenever I look at a video of a lion trying to eat a gazelle and the gazelle gets away, I feel bad for the lion, because that lion has like a family to feed, and these animals have to eat animals or they won't live. So the gazelle got away, but now there's some hungry little cubs.
But what about the gazelle that wants to get home to help its family, to help its little baby Zell that just got done, honey, that just came out the womb, to get it some grass because it can't reach a little tree.
Grass is on the ground.
I mean, a little shrub. I mean, little plant, whatever. You know what I mean?
I guess you are tired. You better throw that phone in the estuary. You better throw that phone in the estuary.
Wait, what did you want to talk to me about?
I want to ask your opinion about something. There's two things. One, I want to talk about the time thing later.
Oh.
But for right now, what I want to talk about is this. Whenever someone, like, let's say me and you are going back and forth in the podcast, which we do all the time, but we keep going back and forth, you and me, we're both going back and forth. Why does it end up being like, Bob won't let it go? I was like, but I'm not arguing by myself. Like I'm not by myself discussing this without someone else countering their part on the other end. So why does it end up being? And by the way, you're not the one saying this, so you probably don't have the answer to this. So you probably don't have an answer to it.
I think that personality-wise, I think that people who have been on this sibling rivalry journey with us for a long time, they love us, they love our podcast. I think that they see that I just had the propensity oftentimes to kind of like just say something also it's honestly sometimes attributed to my memory, because I just literally this is no secret to y'all, to Bob, I just have a bad memory. Bitch, I cannot remember anything. So I think oftentimes like I'll just have to just forget, or I'll just like move on. Where I think that you like to make sure that you.
I don't like the way you said you. I don't like the way you said you. Can you rephrase and say it in a way that sounds like? Can you redo that, please? Can you?
See, this is
redo the way you're
case
saying
in point. Case in point, Bob. See, I would just let that go.
Not see why you say I like that? Why you say I like that? Say it with less tone.
You like to make sure that your point is heard, and like everyone is on like you say this oftentimes. I want to be very clear. I want to say that I want to say this, and you want to make sure that your point is being heard, so that your words are not misconstrued, and that the exact point that you want to make is understood by all parties involved. And I'll say it, and like if people get it, they don't. If they do, they do. They don't, and I kind of move on. But you were like, I want to say one more thing, Monet. You and you will go back into the subject so that you get your point across and your voice is heard.
To quote Obama, let me be clear. I do feel like it is But I also think that my desire to be understood and my desire to quote unquote harp on things, I think is actually one of my stronger suits in life. And I think that I am also. I don't think that it makes you complacent if you don't harp on things. But I find that people who tend to really make sure that things their point of view is being heard are tend to in life tend to be less complacent people in general. But I haven't done a study. That's just like me noticing that about people who really want to make sure that they get their point across or that they're not being misunderstood. To quote Nina Simone, I don't know if Nina Simone wrote that, but I know she sang it.
What song is that?
Please don't let me be misunderstood.
Yeah, I don't know a whole bunch of Nina Simone.
Soul whose intentions are good. Oh Lord, please don't let me be misunderstood. You know that song?
No, I don't know a whole bunch of Nina Simone. I know like I don't know if that's a hit, but I know like the big ones. I would like to learn. I really intended on watching
the Animals.
What the Animals? From the Orange Is the New Black. That song.
No, that's what's her name? What's that? Not Fleetwood.
Joni Mitchell.
No, who does that theme song to the Animals? I want to get it before anyone looks it up. I want to say it before we look it up. Oh my God, her name is Regina Spektor.
Regina Spektor. Shout out to Iris Spektor.
Wait, Google that. Did Regina Spektor write theme song to the theme song? We're all over the place today. Theme song to Orange Is the New Black. Did I get it right?
Yes.
Yes. Regina Spektor did that one, and the song is called The Animals. But the Animals, I believe, did the song "Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood," which was later.
Wait, you're talking about Orange Is the New Black?
Yeah.
Yes.
The song I believe is called "You've Got Time."
Drag Me.
So you were wrong.
No, I was wrong about the name of the song. Yes, but I did get the. But I did
now,
get
let me be clear. You are wrong about the name of the song. I want to make sure that I just want to say this. You were wrong about the name of the song.
I agree with you. I was wrong about the name of the song.
Great.
Now, see the difference. See, that's the difference. Whereas I wasn't rebuttaling you. I was like, yeah, you're right. I was wrong. See, but I will reiterate myself if someone's like, no, and then I'd be like, well, but we can both agree I was right about the name of the song. I was wrong.
That part. But we already established that you're right about the artist. So we're just
But I'm not arguing with myself though. You keep talking. So if you're complacent, move on. If you're fine moving on, shut up and move on.
I'm not gonna like, because you will take it back to, okay, but I wasn't about the name of the song. Like, we're not talking about the artist. We're talking about the song specifically. Yeah, but I just want to reiterate. I want to be very clear. I was right about the artist, Regina Spektor. I was just right about the name of the song, and that is.
But if you're fine moving on, then move on. If you're fine moving on, prove it and move on. Yeah.
What is the shirt you have on? You're evoking the colors of my motocross jacket. Oh, was this a merch shirt you had? Did you sell this?
No, I'd never sold this. This is something that Layla McQueen made for me for We're Here. And
you should sell out by that if it was available.
Maybe one day I will. But for now, there's only one in the world. Layla McQueen designed it.
Can we document this, y'all? When Bob starts selling this shirt, y'all better make sure y'all say who gave him the idea to sell this shirt.
You did not. First of all, you did not give me the idea to sell this shirt. Me and Layla have discussed this. Me and Danica have discussed this. You are literally, at this point, you're literally the last
allegedly.
person. Kennedy and I have talked about this shirt. At this, as of 12/29 Pacific on March 29th, 2023, you're literally the last person to talk about this shirt being merchandise.
I can't roll my eyes any harder. I'm trying to. I can't roll them any harder.
Let it go then. Let it go. Since you like letting me go, let it go. Let it go. Move on. Move on.
So I got to tell a funny story. So yesterday,
move on.
So like a few weeks ago, we both had this to be guests on this podcast. And then I think I had a...
In fact, let's talk about this.
No. I'll say it. We're going to take a break while I clear this black bitch.
That felt racist. What would you do if I sang attitude.
Sit here and read this ad.
Would you stand up and walk out on me? 8.
Bob, what do you spend on subscriptions every month?
Honestly, a lot of money. Like literally a lot of money.
Well, most people think they're spending $80 a month, but baby, it's actually closer to $200. It's not just us, girl. 80% of people have subscriptions they forget all about. That's why I love using Rocket Money, formerly known as Truebill. I'm not kidding, y'all. I do use it, and it has gotten me together. I was like, oh, really? Cancel her. Maybe for you, it's an unused streaming service or some account that you don't really use that often. But listen, this app is the true tea hunt tea. I no longer waste money on subscriptions I don't use. You might have heard of it. It's called Rocket Money, formerly known as Truebill.
The app shows all your subscriptions in one place and cancels what you don't want for you. Rocket Money can even find subscriptions you didn't know you were paying for. You may even find out you've been double charged for a subscription. To cancel a subscription, all you have to do is press cancel, and Rocket Money takes care of the rest. Stop throwing your money away. Cancel unwanted subscriptions and manage your expenses the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/rivalry. That's rocketmoney.com/rivalry. rocketmoney.com/rivalry. Hello, everyone. This is Bob the Drag Queen.
And this is Monet Exchange at the podcast Sibling Rivalry.
Now, as y'all know, the queer community faces numerous challenges regarding access to medical treatment.
We're not joking around. The current healthcare system is built on the assumption that patients are straight and conform to traditional gender norms.
So where does that leave people like us? In our special episode of Sibling Rivalry, brought to you by LGBTQ Nation's Authentic Voices of Pride, presented by Chevrolet, we'll be discussing tough LGBTQ plus healthcare issues no one is talking about.
We'll be taking a deep dive and discussing the healthcare workers, allies, and organizations leading the way to change we need.
Listen, y'all, the episode's already up. It's called The One About LGBTQ plus Healthcare. Come listen to or watch to learn more. We hope you enjoy it, and we hope it encourages you to get interested and, more importantly, get involved. Special thanks to the LGBTQ Nation's Authentic Voices of Pride, presented by Chevrolet. When we're in rehearsals for our shows, it's always hard to stay properly hydrated and remember to drink enough water. Liquid IV is the category-winning hydration brand fueling your well-being, and their hydration multiplier is their one product you're missing in your daily routine. It's just one stick, and you get 5 essential vitamins and 2 times faster hydration than with water alone. Use it first thing in the morning before a workout, when you feel run down after a long night out, and on long flights.
And y'all, remember, it is festival season. The Coachellas is popping, the Bonnaroo's, all the things. And planning for faster, efficient hydration is essential. Liquid IV has you covered while you prep before, power through to the headliner, and recover after the weekend. Liquid IV hydrates 2 times faster than water alone, with 3 times the electrolytes of traditional sports drinks. 1 stick of Liquid IV in 16 ounces of water hydrates you 2 times faster and more efficiently than 1 water alone. It contains 5 essential vitamins, B3, B5, B6, B12, and vitamin C, with 3 times the electrolytes of traditional sports drinks.
And it's made with non-GMO premium ingredients. Liquid IV believes that equitable access to clean and abundant water is the foundation of a healthier world. Liquid IV partners with leading organizations for innovative solutions to help communities protect both their water and their futures. To date, Liquid IV has donated over 39 million servings in 50-plus countries around the world. Grab Liquid IV in bulk nationwide at Costco, or you can get 20% off when you go to liquidiv.com. Use code RIVALRY at checkout. That's 20% off anything you order when you shop. Better hydration today using promo code RIVALRY at liquidiv.com.
And we're back.
That was not 5 seconds. Jay about to gather you.
I know, 5 seconds. Sorry, 5 seconds.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Jay about to fucking give you a Bronx gathering.
Oh my God. I do want to give a shout out to our lovely editor, Jay, who, girl, sometimes, I was thinking the other day, bitch, we gave him, because of, again, because Bob is busy, I'm busy, we're doing stuff, bitch, we gave him watch free like Sunday morning at like 10 a.m. and we still had it to post on the Patreon that night. So shout out to Jay, who edits our videos.
Also, just so you guys know, the photos not being in there is never our editor's fault. It is always me and Monet. We never look up these pictures. we never look up the pictures. We never find them, and we're the only people with access to them. So it is usually me and Monet swearing we'll get a picture. And then what it is when because Monet and I were part of the New York City nightlife scene. It is like there are more pictures of us than there are of most people. So looking through pictures is insane, especially from like Look Queen or Saliva Tuesdays where they used to hire these photographers, and then like every night there's like dozens of photos. You know.
Yeah. So we had to be guests on this podcast together like a few weeks ago, but we had to switch it for whatever reason, scheduling. Oh no, they canceled because they had a schedule thing. So then we got rebooked to do it yesterday. So I was doing something, running around. I see a missed call from Bob at like 2:50. Oh, I think I answered. I said I'll call you back, whatever it was, at like 2:55, and we had to be there at 3:30. So I'm in my car driving. There's so much fucking traffic in LA trying to get downtown. So like 3 o'clock, I call Bob. We're talking, shooting the shit about different things, talking about blah 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 blah. No, but Bob called me. He's like, Monet, is Island Time a thing? And I was like, I'll call you back when I get in the car. I'll call you back. He's like, okay, call me back. So we get in the car. We resume the conversation talking about being late, about Island Time. I'm like, no, that's not really a thing. Da, 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 da. And then like about 3:18, I was like, bitch, it sounds like where are you at? Are you not in your car? He's like, in my car for what? I was like, for the podcast at 3:30. He's like, Monet, what are you talking about? I was like, Bob, we have a podcast at 3:30. He's like, no, Monet, no. And I was like, yes, girl. He's like, are you doing a thing? I was like, no, I'm literally in my car trying to get downtown for 3:30. And then
I guess somehow in the rescheduling, it did not make it back into my calendar, which was so annoying. I hate.
But we ended up getting there. Bob was a little late, and we got there. But it was a really great podcast. I can't wait for it to come out. It's actually really fun.
But I want to talk about this time thing. So I was part of this.
Sorry, really quick. The podcast was We Said What We Said with Ricky Thompson and Denzel Dion.
So I was ridiculous. I was on TikTok, which we have another 2 weeks of before Shoot You gets thrown out of the country.
Shout You.
I mean, I'm probably mispronouncing. We're probably both mispronouncing his name, quite frankly. But anyway, what happened was there's this conversation about how being on time, harping on people being on time is upholding white supremacy. And I am very open to decolonizing. I am very open to decolonizing my mind. And I'm willing to hear, I will say, I feel like being late is consistently late is rude behavior. Is that because my mind has been colonized? I don't know. But I do know that like if we all say we're meeting at 7 o'clock and the movie starts at 7 o'clock and you show up at 8:30 or 8 o'clock or 7:15 and we were all waiting for you. I mean, I guess as long as you're not preventing us from doing the thing. Like something about New York City restaurants. Most New York City restaurants will not seat you until the entire party is there. That's like a thing.
Mm-hmm.
New York City restaurants will not seat you. Not every restaurant, but they're most. You've seen this, right, Monet?
Yeah, of course.
A lot of the restaurants will not seat you until the entire party's there. So let's say it's January. We're waiting outside. It is cold because you can't. By the way, in New York City, you can't. There's no lobby to wait in. It's outside. It's not like the Applebee's in New York City. You wait outside the restaurant on the streets. So
like
if we're waiting for you to come meet us there, and you're late, that's rude. We're outside in the cold because you said you're going to meet us there at 7. It's now 7:30. In my opinion, that's rude. Because now I have to suffer the physical consequences of you not showing up on time.
Yeah, I mean, again, maybe there is some deep-seated way that's that my mind is colonized with time. I just think of it as respecting, right? Like it's just so. It is rude to keep people waiting for you. And like, if you're going to see a Broadway show and the show starts at 7, bitch, okay, you can show up late, but I'm sitting my ass down. And again, I guess that's your experience. But then as your friend who wants to experience a show with you from the downbeat to the end of the show, and you coming in halfway through the second act, I'm like, that's annoying. And now our experience watching the show together is tainted. Like you've tainted my experience because we're not sharing this thing together that we bought tickets to go to together. So I think it may be a deep-seated colonizer mindset that I got going on because it's been baked into the bread that is Monet Kevin exchange, but I just think it's rude.
Well, there was this thing. It was I don't quite remember the words that she was using, but there's like two ways to look at time, and one is based on people who value like relationships and relationship to the earth, and the other one is all about like productivity and capitalism. And I was like, I think you can want to be on time and still enjoy relationships with people and have a relationship with the earth. Like for example, and here's the thing: like if we go to here's something Monet would say this about me. And I'm a pretty on time person. I'm not like crazy. I'm not one of those people who's like, I won't be like, where were you? But
Yeah.
if the show starts at 7, I'm not waiting for you outside.
Yeah,
I'm going
for sure.
to go. I'm going to go inside, and I'm going to enjoy the show. I will not be.
I agree.
I'm not missing the first chunk of the show for you. That's just not happening.
That is your $49, sometimes $175 you pay for these seats. So what are you gonna refund? And even if you were refunding me whatever percentage of my ticket that was, that's still annoying. That's fucking up my experience. I mean, between you and Jacob, do you guys ever have fights about time, like going to an event on time or meeting a place on time?
No, me and Jacob are pretty much on the same time schedule most of the time. Every once in a while, I will be, if I'm like, I hate when I'm trying to get somewhere on time, but then I misplace something at the last second, and I will usually just be like, I am annoyed, and I'll be like, Jacob knows that I'm not annoyed with him. I'm just annoyed that I can't find this one thing that I need to get out the door.
A chair.
And
there was a chair here.
There was a chair here. So there are some times where I can't, like, one thing is like, it doesn't happen very often. Usually I'm pretty much on time, usually for the most part. And Jacob and I are pretty similar when it comes to like what it means to be on time. Would you agree, Jacob? We see that. Would you agree, Jacob?
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah. How about you and Andy?
No, Andy's always late. And we have had arguments about
Drag
it.
her.
Oh, she knows that. But Andy's always he's just so great, and like all of his friends, all his family, everyone knows that Andy is the late one. This is I just see, but which is so crazy because he's so organized when it comes to work and everything else. But like just getting to a place on time for a thing, he just like kind of throws it out the window.
No
for this
shade,
wrong thing.
but like, why is he late? Like, it's not like he's like dressing up really crazy. He's not doing his eyebrows. He's not he's not like trimming his beard. He's not like. His clothes aren't like particularly meticulous. Like, I'm not trying to be funny, but
Damn,
like,
why the cold ass bitch?
No,
damn.
What I'm saying is, if like when someone like who dresses extra, like someone who is like dressing like,
we don't have any friends that dress.
I mean, like, I think Peppermint's a good thing because like Peppermint, when Peppermint is out on the street, she is like glammed up. She's not full drag, but she's glammed.
She's glammed, yeah.
Yeah, but like, but if someone, if you're showing up in jeans and like some some
workout shorts and a sweater,
I don't know why. Like, why are you late? Why are you late? And also, is it shady of you to leave him? If you're like, I don't want to be late.
That's where I wish we could get on this podcast because this is some contention. So like, let's say there's a thing at 7:00, and the show starts at 7. I'm like, hey, we should probably get it for 6:30. Andy will want to get there at 6:55, and I'm like, no. I'm like, the show starts at 7. We got to get there. We got to park. We got to like get our seats. Like 6:65 is too late. And I'm like, I'm leaving at 6:15 so I can get to the typewriter by 6:30. And then I'm like, I'm leaving at 6:15. And I'm like, if you're not in the car by 6:20, I'm gonna leave you. And then he gets there like, yes.
I will say this.
Bitch.
I will say, in his defense, that is inflammatory language.
Oh, 100% is, but it also comes from.
Is there a way to say it that's less challenging? Is there a way to say that doesn't sound like an ultimatum?
But
either be in the car at 6:20 or you're getting left.
The ultimatum happens because it's like the 5th time we're dealing with the situation. So I'm like,
which I agree. I'm with you on that. I'm very grateful that I do not have a partner like that. Not that you're great, but like, what I'm saying is I'm really glad that I'm not in a situation where I have to be like, if you're not down, because I would want to leave. My gut is like, I don't want to now be a late person
because
of you. Now I'm a late person too.
Right. That's the thing.
Now I'm late by association.
When you're late, and then your partner stuff, like now I'm getting roped into. I am being roped into being the one that's the late one too, when I'm not.
Well, now sometimes there have been a few times where either me or Jacob were running particularly late, and then we were just like, "I'll see you there." It doesn't happen very often, but if one of us is just really not gonna meet the time crunch, the other one will just be like, "I will just catch a car. I'll see you there."
No, not us. And he's like, "Bitch, we rolling together. We're not rolling at all."
I think you should be allowed to leave him.
I know. Me too.
And it shouldn't be a thing. But then again, maybe that's because you would not. Maybe that's because Andy has already decolonized his mind. And
that's good for him because he sure helped colonize it.
Maybe Andy has already decolonized his mind.
Easy for him to do.
No, but I wish I could find. I mean, I don't even know where my phone is to play this clip for you. But it really kind of drove me low key crazy because there's like a big not a big move. There's quite a few people on TikTok that I found having this conversation, and they're just like, no, harping on being on time is upholding white supremacy.
Such a Gen Z. This is such a Gen Z talking point. Like this is one of the most Gen Z things I ever heard about. Like time. And again, I get it because we're in a time that we are trying to decolonize a lot of behaviors that we have all helped perpetuate just by virtue of growing up in this world, and we're trying to really look at a lot of that. So I get it, but this is such a Gen Z topic. This is so a Gen Z.
Well, I think what really got me was when the lady was saying like you can't. She was saying like there are two kinds of people who like value time, people who value relationships with their. I might be that's why I want to try to find it so I can't so that I don't end up misquoting her, and I might be able to find it while we're talking. But like people who value, spending time with people and blah 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 versus being on time, and it's like it's not about being on time. I just feel like when we're together, we can have more fun, and our time will be less tainted. And if we there, she was saying like different people value like respect different things and find different things disrespectful. And I think for whatever reason, a big part of my socialization, I find showing up late disrespectful.
Yeah, I do too. And again, that's not to say that I've never been late. Again, I want to say I have been late to things. I am late to things sometimes still. But
well, it depends on what you're late for. That's what I want to say. It depends on what you're late for.
Yeah, if I'm the one running late to the theater or running late to meet friends outside to go hang out, I will be the first one. Bob knows this. Everyone, I'll be like, guys, go ahead. Again, because I'm very independent. I'll be like, guys, go ahead. Don't worry, I'll meet y'all there, or I'll get there later, or I'll do my thing. Like I would never want to hinder the group or make it everyone else's problem that I can get my shit together and be on time ever. Because I hate that.
Can I tell you what slaps? When you are an independent person and you have other independent people in your life, that shit is delicious. Being able to be at a party and then having someone go, I'm going home, and no one gives them shit, and everyone just says, bye.
Love that.
Shit is, that shit is delicious. I love that shit. But the one who's like,
I love it.
No, stay. And I'm like, I told you I have stuff to do. Like, release me from your clutches.
I know.
I beg of you, allow me to be free in the world, please.
That or the thing where this is something I do. And and I know it's not about time, but you hate when I do this. And it in New York, it used to drive you crazy. It's like, Monet, can you please not do that, Monet? When we would all be out or we'd all be somewhere, and I would just vanquish. I was the queen of the Irish goodbye. Like the time would come, I would not say goodbye to anybody, bitch. I would just peace on my own. And Bobby would text me like, Monet, where are you? I'm like, I went home. Monet.
Well, I think that maybe that's two things. Maybe your Irish goodbye is a response to people giving you a hard time for leaving, and maybe my why didn't you say goodbye? Because like I wouldn't give you maybe it's like I wouldn't give you a hard time. I would just say bye, girl. See you tomorrow. So maybe that's probably what it boils down to, because my mom does give me a hard. My mom recently was like giving me the business. I'm going to visit my mom for a little bit, and she's like, "Oh, well, are you going to see other people while you're here?" I'm like, "Yeah, I will, Mom. I grew up in Atlanta, so I'm going to see my friends. I'm going to probably going to go see Ocean Kelly." She goes, "Oh, but will you spend any time with me?" I'm like, "Yes, Mom. I'm going to spend time with you, but I also I would like to spend time with other people, and I don't want to feel bad about it. I do not want to feel bad about spending time with other people. I would like to spend time with other people and have it just kind of just be what it is, you know."
It's so beautiful that your mom lives here. You can go see her anytime. Like to go to my mom is like a whole task and a whole to do to get down to St. Lucia, and she wanted me to come this summer, but I can't really come this summer because like the summer is now already filled up with all this stuff, and I can't. It's just like a whole. It is really lovely to just hop and go see your mom. I'm very jealous of you. It's very fabulous.
You know what? I can't lie to you. It is really lovely, and this shit is solid. I 10 out of 10 recommend.
Can you fly her to you?
No, because my grandmother, Jacob asked, he has a mic. Because my grandmother, who is 88 years old, she's very sick and she can't fly. And so my mom can't leave St. Lucia because my grandma is not doing very well.
Also, as the prime minister of St. Lucia, she has a lot of duties. And plus the cell phone company would just crumble. Julieta has to be fed through the cage several times a day. So she can't just leave.
Oh my God, Bob.
Yeah, you didn't think I would expose you and how your family treats Julieta. Yeah, you're shocked.
I do like the fact that you say her name correctly now. That's nice.
Okay, first of all, shut up. You will not silence me the way you silence Julieta. and do not try to intimidate me in the same way that you have intimidated the icon.
When I go down there, I'm really gonna bounce with Julieta, and I'm gonna do a video. Y'all are going to gag. I wonder what people think Julieta looks like.
I have a picture of her in my head, actually.
Can you describe what you think it is? And I'll tell you how right you are.
Julieta is brown skin, like roughly your complexion. I envision her as she like has like a slim looking face, so she's pretty average size, but she does have like a kind of a big butt, like she's hippie. She dresses in florals, like she's always wearing like some sort of a floral print dress. I do envision her with the maid collar on, like I do see her wearing the maid collar. In y'all's like when she's in your house, she's wearing blue with that white maid collar, and then when she goes back to servant quarters to change in the West Wing that was being built when you and your brother were playing around that time, she's changing back into her florals. She wears braids. She almost always has her hair in box braids, and when she's working, she has them pulled back, and when she leaves, they're half up, half down. She does not wear glasses, and she has freckles.
So no, pretty much none of that was right. Julieta is my color, about brown skin. She is.
I was right about that. So I was right about.
She's thick and she's hippie, like big boobs, like a thick woman. But Julieta, she had very short hair, so she would always either have her hair out in like a little fro, or when she would like relax it, she would like slick it back and just slick back off her head, but not enough to put in a ponytail. And when she was around the house, she just wore what she wore there. Like she'd wear like either like some like shorts, like really like shorts, like down to her knee shorts, like 90s kind of shorts. And
like jorts?
Jort? What's a jort?
Jean shorts.
Yeah, she wear jorts, or she wear like khaki shorts and like very vibrant colors and like a loose t-shirt. It was not that formal, like with a maid outfit and a collar. What?
That's what I envision. That's what I envision. You ask what I envision. That's what I envision. Also, in my mind, she's just 45. She was 45 now. She's 45 when you were a kid. She's always been 45.
I can't picture what Julieta looks like older now. That would be so wild. Her daughter, Carrie. Either her daughter was Carrie or Kimiko.
Your age?
I think it was Carrie. Yeah, we were the same age as kids, and she would bring her sometimes over to the house when she was working.
Well,
all right. Well, we just did another episode. Bob, I got you a new toy to play with Colleen.
I'll hold it. Sorry, I thought I was supposed to be the one. Batting at it. My
You're
bad.
so silly.
My bad.